December 7th, 1941 was the start of World War II for the United States. Something very tragic happened in Pearl Harbor, Hawaii. Japan had led a huge attack on Hawaii. This is Japan. They had flown over to Hawaii, the United States. This is part of the United States. And they had bombed and shot Hawaii. They had killed men, women, and children, innocent people. This was a very tragic and sad day for the United States. It was a very, very scary time. This week, and in the next couple weeks, we are going to be learning about a man who had fought in World War II for the United States. His name was Jacob DeShazer. Can we say that together? Jacob DeShazer. Jacob DeShazer was a bomber. Can we say that together? A bomber. And what his job was is he would go inside these huge, massive airplanes, and he would get to fly these, and he would drop bombs on whatever they needed to bomb. And so this is where he would fly the plane, and the bombs would be somewhere on the bottom of the airplane. It was a very cool job, and Jake loved to do it. And so Jake had heard about Pearl Harbor and what Japan had done to the United States. Jake and many others were very furious with Japan. They were not happy. And they wanted revenge. Jake had heard about all the other horrible things they had done. They had bombed ships in the United States as well. And they had killed other men that were on those ships serving our country. Jake had also heard about how Japan was taking over parts of China. And these were the parts of China that they were taking over, somewhere around the edge here. Jake was not happy, and he wanted to get his revenge. One day, Jake's captain came up to him and a group of other men, other pilots, and he had asked them, does anybody want to join a secret team to bomb Japan? Of course, Jake signed right up. Jake had started to join a group called the Doolittle Gang. The Doolittle Raiders is what they call it. The Doolittle Raiders. Can we say that together? The Doolittle Raiders. And the Doolittle Raiders, their kind of job was they got in smaller groups and they had these secret missions that they were assigned. And no one knew about them except for the people that were a part of the Doolittle Raiders. It was crazy, but Jake was excited about it. Their first mission that the captain had put them on was to start to bomb Japan. Specifically, some oil refineries and some war factories that needed to be destroyed. So Jake and his buddies started to go over to Japan. And as they were flying over Japan, Jake started to smell smoke. And then, all of a sudden, Jake yelled out, "They're firing at us! They're firing at us!" Even though there was a huge hole in the front of his airplane from where Japan was shooting at them, Jake was still trying to drop bomb after bomb on Japan. And he did that. And he finished dropping all those bombs. And then he flew over to the safety of China. Well, Jake was flying for over 13 hours. 13 hours, boys and girls. Have you ever been on a long road trip and you needed to go to the bathroom really bad? Yeah. Well, your mom and dad could probably stop the car on the side of the road and you could go to the bathroom, right? But Jake, he couldn't do that. He had to fly this airplane for 13 hours straight. That must have been very difficult. But anyways, so Jake flew over from Japan into China. Now remember, boys and girls, we talked about how Japan had started taking over parts of China. And a huge fog had started to come over China, over the land. And Jake couldn't see the land. He couldn't see anything. And so he was really concerned about where he was going to land. Was he going to land in parts of Japan or parts of where where actually was China? And so Jake had tried to call, and not our cell phones like we have nowadays, but through radio, and to try to figure out if it was safe for him to land down there. But no one was answering him. Jake knew that he had no other choice to jump out of the plane because his fuel was running out. So Jake strapped a parachute to the back of him. Can everyone pretend you're Jake? We're going to strap our parachute, buckle it in, make sure all the buckles, make sure you have that rope, that rope in the back that you're going to pull to launch the parachute when you jump. All right? We're going to stand up and we're going to jump together. Ready? 1, 2, 3. And Jake jumped out of the airplane. Well, many, many miles away, across the ocean in the United States, in the safety of Oregon, which is a state which is on the other side of the United States, on the opposite end, in the home, a woman was sleeping, and all of a sudden she woke up from a nightmare. She was dreaming about her son. He was falling in the air. His mother didn't realize what that nightmare had meant, but she knelt down right beside her bed quickly and started to pray. She prayed, "Dear Lord, dear God, please protect Jake. I don't know what's happening to him, but you do, Lord. Please help him." Boys and girls, what do you think is going to happen? Is Jake going to be okay? Is the parachute going to work, for one? Is he going to land in Japan's land? Parts of Japan that were taking over? Or was he going to be in China? Was he going to be safe? What was going to happen to him? Well, you're going to have to wait till next week to find out.